Greetings, everyone, and welcome to North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, for the running of the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series here at North Wilkesboro for the Wilkes 200. I'm Rick Sousa, and I'm joined here in the booth with my co-host, John DeRudris, and welcome to the IWM broadcast.
Hey, Rick, it's going to be a very fun race here at North Wilkesboro. You know, in the future, we may actually see these Xfinity cars here at this famed track. I'm looking forward to the racing tonight. I think it's going to be astounding. We do have a smaller field, but also this is a smaller track. So expect to see a lot of good side-by-side action, maybe some bump and runs, and definitely very quick lap times. As you're now looking at the field, Kyle Milliken there dropping at 18.8, your fastest time so far tonight in qualifying.
That's right, and these are definitely faster than what they were running in practice, so that's pretty phenomenal for what we're seeing here today.
Yes, it is, and looking at the fact, Milliken was able to drop it down to 200 for the second down to 18.78, which is pretty good. I gotta say, he is beating the field by about a tenth and a half right now. He has on Carpenter, but looking around, there is Dan Withers making his way around this track. The Canadian coming all the way down to North Wilkesboro here, trying to get a good lap time in. I believe he tapped the wall there, Rick.
Yeah, I believe he did too.
Lap time will be negated.
Well, luckily here at this short track, they've got 2 laps. Hopefully he can turn a good second lap. But with the field being what it is, then it's really just more about just doing your best and just verifying you've got the right setup and making any tweaks that you can before the race.
Absolutely, and wow, Rick just took a wild spin there. Or not Rick, my bad. Dan took a wild spin there. I was looking at my notes and I saw your name, Rick. But yes, it's looking like it may be a little bit of loose conditions here. You see some cars sliding around. I mean, Ryan Chapman just went sideways in the qualifying run. Looking like you may have some loose conditions here at this old track, and that's what you're going to get on a surface this old. Absolutely.
That traction, that asphalt has been ground down to the just to the aggregate, so there's a lot of history here.
Yes, there is. It's one of the most historic tracks here possibly going to be coming on the NASCAR circuit here, but it was very popular 70s, 80s, 90s, of course. So a lot of historic racing, obviously. Here with them remodeling it, obviously got the funding to do that, so it's gonna be good to see the cars back here. I believe they're racing in October with some smaller series, I believe, Rick.
Yeah, they'll run the local series. They'll run some modifieds. They'll run some late model. I think that's in the plan. So before we see any of the series come here, they'll flesh it out with some other series in there. So I don't know, that's 5 of our competitors have qualified. I don't see anybody else out on the track at this point.
I don't either. Alrighty, well, we do have about 5 minutes to go here in qualifying, and only 5 cars are on the board. Out of our about 11 that we have here tonight, I believe 11 or 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep,
we can jump to the race information unless we see somebody else come back out.
Absolutely. Let's get to that race information here tonight in the Wilkes 200. So you have 200 laps. It's a mile long, so makes sense why. Well, kind of. 200 laps, but it's the Wilkes 200 because it's 200 laps. Stage breaks at 45 and 90. They have 6 sets of tires, and of course we saw those drivers driving around 2 qualifying laps here in the Wilkes 200. And that track temp is going to play a factor, I think, in tonight. It's been playing a factor into all of these NSRL Grand National races. It seems to be the hotter the temperature of the track, a little bit of a slide going on coming out of the turns, which may play into my 3 keys of the race going on. But Rick, we have 200 laps of sub 20-second lap time action here tonight. So this race, if there are no cautions besides the stages, could go by pretty quick. So you've got to make your move, and you got to make your move early.
Yeah, that's right. And you can't wait for a caution, because I believe at this point, again, as you stated, there aren't a lot of competitors on the track, and it could be a lot of green flag racing. And if so, tire wear will be a factor, and it could just be interesting.
Yes, it could. Yes, it could. It looks like we have another taker. Alan Kroll has made his way onto the track in that BRCC, I believe, number 9.
It's the Elevated Outdoors, I think, he's got as a sponsor. So.
Yep. So looking around there, so good to see him making his way on the track. See what kind of time he can put up. He is the only car on the track as we speak. Some notable names that have not qualified. You have Bill Hull, you have Zachary Allen, Elliott Swope, and David Courier, a new name to the NSRL Grand National Series, with Kyle Milliken, Chapman, Diltz, Carpenter, and Luke Bullard, your top 5 as it stands.
So that's a fairly respectable time of a sub 19. That's an 18.95. That's definitely going to put him currently 5th on the board.
Let's see if he can get a good run off the corner here and get another spin. Did he so? Well,
he did get it in before he contacted the wall, but I don't know if that's going to count.
I don't believe it would, and if it did, I believe it would be slower than 18.95.
It actually was 18.96.
Well, that definitely will end the qualifying run for Allen. Good thing that they get a fresh car for the race. The good thing the damage does not carry over. But right now we got sub 2 minutes until the start of the Wilkes 200 here in the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series, brought to you by York Realty, Speed Demon, setups, elevated outdoors, affordable SEO and marketing, and always Butt Kicker. So, Rick, looks like some competitors may be waiting to the very last second, or they may just be taking the conservative approach, which I don't mind, starting in the back.
I think that since the field is so small, starting in the back really isn't a penalty, and I think that there's potentially a value, but certainly as this track begins to warm up and this time begins to take its toll, the track conditions will change mildly. So, we'll see, but I don't think it's going to hurt them. But at the same time, you'd like them to get out there and qualify.
Absolutely. So right now we are looking at about under a minute to go. So I'm guessing nobody else will make their way on out because they just don't have enough time to make their way on out to the track. So this will probably be your starting lineup for tonight's Wilk 200 here in the Grand National Series of the NSRL.
All right. So as soon as we see that the race jump over to the race setup, then we'll jump over to your starting order and we'll see how it all shakes out.
Absolutely.
That's funny you mentioned earlier. There's a huge amount of money that's coming to this track and a number of other tracks in North Carolina, but I know they were given a good bit of dollars to help revitalize this track.
Yeah, and it's just exciting to see because you saw, everybody wanted to come back. Everybody. There's not, unless you don't like racing, then you didn't really want this track to come back, but everybody who does like racing wanted to see North Wilkesboro back on the calendar, just due to the historic element, and so hopefully that'll be coming back. But yeah, they had a lot of good funding coming in for smaller series to get their name in, and just think about being the first driver to win on North Wilkesboro in its resurgence. Regardless of the series, having that title of being the first driver to win, you're going to go down in racing history as the first driver to come back and win at this famed track. So it's going to be very exciting to see, and I'm very happy that Dale Jr. wanted to get North Wilkesboro in iRacing because it adds such a level of historical relevance to iRacing, as well as it gives everybody at home a chance to race on a track that was out of commission for so long. So if your favorite track was North Wilkesboro, then you can have a chance to race on it in iRacing. So Rick, it looks like we are now ready for the Wilkes 200 here at North Wilkesboro. So let's bring up that starting lineup one more time. We got Kyle Milliken with no surprise. He is the leader and the pole sitter tonight for the Wilkes 200 at an 18.7, followed by Ryan Chapman there in second, Justin Diltz in third, Michael Carpenter in fourth, and rounding out your top five, Alan Crowell.
In sixth, we've got Luke Ballard in that number 8. In number 7th position, you got Bill Hull in the 51, Elliott Swope in the 8th position. In 9th, you've got David Courier in that number 6. And in 10th position, Dan Withers in that 67. And finally in 11th, bringing up the end of the field, is Zachary Allen in that familiar 24 paint scheme.
Yeah, it looks like he was actually able to get that 24 on the car, so I'm excited to see that. But Rick, it looks like we just got the 1-to-go signal, and it looks like Kyle Milliken is playing a little bit of a game here. He's backing up this field. He is nowhere near that pace car, Rick.
No, and Chapman on the outside is kind of holding that outside line back.
Yeah, so very interesting start here. But Rick, I think we are about to go green here for the Wilkes 200. So fasten those belts and hold on tight, because we are about to go green here once they hit the restart zone, and we are off. Green flag racing at North Wilkesboro.
All right, we'll see how this shakes out. There are 2 grooves to this track depending on your driving style.
Yes, there are, and it looks like you can see those 2 grooves starting a little bit further on back with the number 8 of Luke Bullard there taking a little bit of a higher line. But right now, leading lap 1 is Kyle Milliken.
Ryan Chapman is right on his bumper, followed by Michael Carpenter in the 5, Justin Diltz, and Luke Ballard is your top 5.
Yeah, you can see Carpenter being a little bit higher on his line going that last time around. So we'll see if he tries to make a move on this very narrow and hard to pass track. This track is very difficult to pass on, regardless of where you are. Just due to how this track is shaped out. If you get too high, you're going to wash up. If you get too low, you're going to get loose. So you got to be right in the sweet spot, which leaves very little room for error. But looking right now, you can see Carpenter going to the high side, getting that run off the corner. Going to dive down low below Chapman there, try to get that run on the bottom side. Was not able to do it. Chapman holds position in P2.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging. And you know, as you said earlier, it's a slippery track, and watching through practice, some of the guys had issues with that rear end coming around on them. Again, this track is one where you've got to be consistent with your corner entry and exit, because it really will reward you. And this is definitely, this is not a true half mile. This is a 6 1/4, 0.625 mile track. And you're either back up your corner entry much farther than you would initially think.
Yeah, it's definitely true, and they're going to have to be on the brake for a lot longer, too, which I experienced driving the 87s here. I had to basically lay on the brake until mid-corner to get the car to rotate. So it's very hard on the brakes, and this is what's going to go right into my 3 keys of the race. Number 1, tires matter. You got to take care of your tires, or you are going to burn them up, and you are going to basically put yourself in a position where you can't come back. Looking at Justin Diltz on the outside there, Michael Carpenter. Oh! Wow! We have no caution on the track, but Michael Carpenter, now there's a caution. Michael Carpenter looked like he may have gotten tagged.
Well, and also Justin Diltz crashed as well. We can go back and let's see what we got there.
Yeah, we were riding along right there. You can just see how.
We'll go back a little farther.
Let's see if we can get a head-on shot of that number 5 machine. All right, so here they are coming off of the corner.
Let's see if we can grab this. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yep. 19 did come down in a very inopportunistic part of the track. And with the way that car was sitting, he collected 2 drivers right there. The number 5 did. But it looked like the 19 just kind of came down. Yeah, the 5 squeezed him a little bit. But it looks like the 19 did come down into the right rear of that number 5 Chevrolet, which sent him up into the wall and then came back down the track. So that will be your first caution here tonight in the Wilkes 200.
And Justin Dilts not only wound up with that collision with the 5, but a collision with the track and the curbing, which is never good for these cars.
No, it's not. And that's definitely going to play a factor here later in the race. One of the favorites last week, already having some issues. Same thing with Carpenter. But the thing is, though, Rick, aero does kind of matter here, but not really, because it's a short track. So you've got to, as long as you keep your fenders on it, your tires are clean, you should be good to go. But looking at this, you see Bill Hull and Michael Carpenter coming down pit road, going to get that damage repaired and whatnot, and it's very tiny pit stalls. I mean, very, very small pit stalls here. But we are getting 1 degree. And we should be going green this next time by. They are coming around turn 3 and 4 as we speak.
All right, so we'll keep an eye on those 2 cars still on pit road. I'm sure they're going to jump out. We are going to green now.
Yes, we are. Kyle Milliken is off. Green, green, green here at the Wilkes 200. And there comes those cars off pit road. Very dangerous for the 5. Very dangerous. And as soon as this gets settled down, Rick, I'm actually going to speak on pit road here, and it's going to tie to my 3 keys of the race. But right now, Kyle Milliken is your leader, followed by Ryan Chapman in 2nd, Bill Courier in 3rd, Crowell in 4th, and battle between Bullard, Withers, Dilts 4th, 5th.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on that battle back here. There's a lot of side-by-side racing happening. So
yes, there is. It looks like everybody has kind of gone single file here. Let's go back to my 3 keys of the race. So number 1, tires do matter here tonight at North Wilkesboro. You've got to pay attention to that. 2nd key, make sure you do not slide your car coming out of turn 2, coming out of turn 4. That is going to cause major issues for that right rear, and it's going to cause you to lose major time. My 3rd key of the race is going to be long run speed. I don't really care who is quick on the short run. I want to see who can be fast on these long runs, especially in the 3rd stage, a 110-lap run. That's going to be hard on your tires, especially right there. You see the 10 getting loose into the corner already, and we have another caution on the track, and they're wrecking in the back. I believe that was Courier there in the 6, and
Dan Withers
7 there of Dan Withers got collected, and I'm still not through because I have a bonus point tonight, Rick. Once we get through this 2nd caution.
Go back and see what happened with Dan. He just lost it coming off of turn 4.
Yep, and that is exactly what I was talking about. You do not want to slide here coming off the corner because the chance of you saving it is very slim to none. We do have some cars doing that here tonight. So that is your 2nd caution here, and there comes Luke Bullard and the number 8 Bass Pros Camaro coming down pit road.
I think he was involved in an earlier incident.
Yeah, he was involved in that first one.
Yeah. Got a little damage to try and take care of.
Yep, and Michael Carpenter gets the lucky dog, which is going to put him back on the lead line. So Carpenter, after that early incident, is back in contention here, just 10% of the way through. But Rick, while we're under caution, I want to make a point, and this is a bonus key to the race, getting on and off pit road. This pit road is very dangerous and very tricky just due to where it is on the track. You have to basically back your corner all the way up, and you can see there is no back on the number 9 machine. But you have to back that corner up pretty far to be able to turn down in. And also, the exit of pit road, you're basically exiting into traffic if there's cars coming your way. There is no dedicated off-ramp, if you want to call it, of pit road. And also, looking right there between the 9 to 9 and the 9, or the 9 to 5 and the 19, these pit stalls are some of the shortest in iRacing. Very little room for error. Thank goodness, as you can see right there, you're able to drive through the car in front of you, because if you weren't, there would be congestion every single time you came down pit road. So between the entrance and the exit of pit road, I am looking to see who can be most efficient coming off of pit road. As you can see, Carpenter coming off right there. See, it just merges right into the bottom lane, and if you have anybody coming, it's very tricky.
Well, we are at lap 21 of our scheduled 200. We are 1/10 of the way through this with our second caution of the day with our competitors.
And without surprise, you got the 10, the 7 up there in the front. You see Elliott Swope there on the high side. You see Courier in the 6, a new name to the NSRL Grand National Series, making the statement early.
Lights are off on the pace car.
Yep, and there goes Dan Withers. Is I guess he beat the pace car off pit road. But we'll see. But as of right now, that car of Kyle Milliken took the outside lane. A very interesting choice here tonight for that restart. And looks like he's a little bit closer to the pace car this time. So get ready, folks. You're about to get green flag racing here again at North Wilkesboro. Kyle Milliken, the control car on the high side, and he is off. We are green flag racing in North Wilkesboro.
A little bit of a tire spin out of the 7 car.
Yep, it was. And I'm going to pay attention to some things going on in the back of the field, Rick, just to see if we catch anything. But Kyle Milliken is still your leader here tonight.
Kyle Milliken is in our first position. We've got Ryan Chapman in P2, Elliott Swope in 3rd, David Courier in 4th, and Luke Ballard in 5th. Elliott Swope and David Courier both moved up 5 positions from the start of this race.
Yes, they did. And as the 21 of Elliott Swope was exiting that corner, he did tag the wall, which may play a factor a little bit later on. But we have some side-by-side racing now, Rick, between the 6 and the 8. They are 4P5, and this is the hottest battle on the track. And it looks like the 8 is able to clear Courier in the 6, but here comes Justin Diltz on the bottom lane. Oh, Carpenter spins the 9.
No caution. Caution's back out.
Carpenter, I was watching that live, Rick. It looks like Carpenter may not have expected to have that number 9 check up as much as he did, but bringing out the 3rd caution of the night, you see the 5 getting in the back of the 9.
Let's take a closer look at this.
You can see there's no rear end there in the 9. And you can see Carpenter, you can see he's hard on the brakes. He's sliding that car in.
It's almost like a little bit of a net code there.
Yeah, it definitely was net code, but I am imagining, Rick, if it wasn't due to the fact that iRacing may have thought that the 9 had a bumper there. Because he does not have a deck on the back of that number 9 Camaro. So unfortunate there for the 9, but he didn't hit anything. He's going to have to get some fresh tires for sure. But that brings out our 3rd caution of the night. So right now, Rick, we are averaging about a caution every 10 laps. So
it does look like that. We do have a number of takers here back on pit road. Michael Carpenter in the 5, Bill Hull in the 51, David Courier in the 6 are all in. Based on what we're seeing time-wise, those are tires and fuel. Also, those like the 5 and 51 are making some necessary repairs. Well, lap 29 and our 3rd caution. You do the math.
Yeah, very easy to see that we are getting very caution heavy here tonight between these Grand National drivers. And looking at some YouTube comments, Rick, it says we got a little bit of a supporter from Elliot. Come on, Elliot, let's get a win tonight. It says Retro Wave Dave. What's up, Dave? So looks like we got somebody supporting an IWM driver here tonight in this race. And right now, Dave, he's going to have to do some mighty fine driving because Milliken is looking good early on. And I just got word that Milliken will be taking the outside lane once we get one to go.
Well, it worked out well for him last time, so why not?
Exactly, and that's the benefit of some of these leagues is you can actually, if the league allows, you can choose what lane you want to be in. Now, they don't have Du's rule effective for the entire field. That is not implemented in iRacing yet, but some leagues will allow the leader to choose whether he wants the high side or the low side. So it's always fun to see and fun to be a part of those races because, with this new restart rule, it's and the new restart zone implemented, Rick, it's a lot harder for that second place driver to even get close. So seeing how this plays out for the 10, I'm expecting another solid launch. Because the 7 really can't even get close to the 10 on this restart, or he'll get black flag. That's how sensitive this is. So,
I think and we can certainly ask him if we get a chance to speak with him at the end, that he was just holding back.
Possibly. I mean, it definitely looks like it. He's not even getting close to him. He's within not even on his quarter panel. But here we go again. We are green flag racing at North Wilkesboro, and the outside lane did not get a jump, or the inside lane did not get a jump, so we're going to have a lot of side-by-side racing here between Chapman there, the 7, Bullard there, the 8. They are battling for second as Milliken is your leader again, 30 laps into this 200-lap event at North Wilkesboro.
Well, let's not underestimate the value of a teammate starting on the outside, which is what we have here. So,
absolutely. And looking at this, Rick, we have Carpenter all the way back up to 6th from that earlier incident. He is about to make his way past Courier there in the number 6 car. So Carpenter up to 6th tonight.
He sure is.
On the hunt for Justin Diltz. We'll see what happens between those two drivers.
With a short track like this, as we said earlier, aero is not really a factor much here. It's really about consistency and
21 is sideways, 21 sideways in the corner. Elliott slow.
Taking a little tour.
To cut you off there, Rick.
Yep, no worries. We saw Elliott running off the track through the grass, and he's back on.
And I saw his car is definitely out of shape, so I believe they need to tighten that car up a little bit. But as you can see, we've got some cloud cover here at North Wilkesboro. The track just got very dark. So that is going to potentially add a little bit more grip as you see the 6 just dive underneath the 5 there and potentially make the pass.
Yeah.
6, whoa, really locks away. We had another car sideways. That is the 8 of Bullard there. So a lot of cars losing traction out of turn 2. And that ties right into my key of the race, don't slide. And you see a lot of slides going on between all of these competitors here tonight, but that's just a product of North Wilkesboro.
Interesting fact, John, our leader, Kyle Milliken, and second place of Ryan Chapman have not pitted.
Very interesting. So we'll see what they're going to do. I mean, obviously it's a short track, so they have enough gas to make it to the stage break at lap 45. So maybe they're just playing the track position game, which I do not blame them to do. It's a very smart play earlier on, get some stage points, get a stage win, as we've seen Kyle Milliken do time and time again. Seeing him sweep stages and sweep races out of Elevated Motorsports. And that is
fourth caution.
Stage break.
Looks like David Courier has crashed.
Yep, he has definitely damaged that number 6 landscape supply Ford. We'll see what happens here. He's getting into the corner, already sideways. You can see that back end starting to step out. Ooh. And nice, gotta say, nice save for not hitting that pit wall. That would have been a very ugly incident.
Yeah, that pit wall does not have any barrels.
Yeah, so if you hit that thing, you are basically going, he was going passenger side door first or head first into concrete. So with this Rick, I don't know for sure. I'm waiting to hear from race control, but this may be the end of stage 1.
Well, we got a few takers on pit road. Alan Curwell, Luke Ballard, Elliott Swope have come down to get some repairs or fresh rubber. Looks like Dan Withers got a lucky dog, and so he's making up one of his laps. Dan Withers is the only car right now a lap down. He's actually 2 laps down.
Yep, he will be 2 laps down, and I haven't got word from race control, but if we do not get one to go this time by, which we did not, we are going to be looking at, I believe, the end of stage 1. No confirmed ending yet. But as it stands right now, Kyle Milliken is your leader, followed by Ryan Chapman in second, Justin Diltz in third, Michael Carpenter in fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is Bill Hull, Luke Bullard there in sixth, Courier in seventh, Alan Kroll in eighth, Elliott Swope in ninth, and Dan Withers in 10th, with Alan in the 24 car out of this race.
Well, we could take this opportunity to kind of run you through the field with a little bit more information about these drivers. That's number 10 car of Kyle Milliken from Waterford, Michigan. Ryan Chapman, not sure where Ryan's from.
From somewhere, but he's definitely a good driver.
Yeah. Justin Diltz from Phillipsburg, PA. Michael Carpenter from Greenville, Tennessee. Bill Hull from Spartanburg, South Carolina, right down the road from us. Luke Bullard, not sure where Luke is from. Elliott Swope from Sardinia, Ohio. That's David Courier from somewhere in iRacing land. Alan Crowell from the same iRacing town. And Dan Withers from St. Martin's, New Brunswick, our only Canadian representative here. I'm sure they checked his passport as he crossed over into North Carolina.
Yes, he did. And looking at this leader, Rick, we are going to go green flag right now. That was the end of stage 1. So we are now starting stage 2. Kyle Milliken on the outside, and we are green flag again here at North Wilkesboro in the Wilkes 200. Brought to you by Speed Demon Setups, Affordable SEO and Marketing, York Realty, Elevated Outdoors, and last but not least, Butt Kicker.
Well, that was a huge jump by Kyle Milliken on this field. He's pushed himself out to nearly 7/10, almost a full second ahead of second place Chapman.
Yes, he is, and we have a battle on for third place. Oh, 19 gets loose into 5, tags him in the back. No damage done there, but here comes Bill Hull under the 19. We have another sideways car coming out of turn 2, Rick.
5th caution. Another caution on this field. I'm not sure just what happened.
I just got word that was actually the end of stage 1.
Oh. Okay, so it's a competition caution. No damage.
I thought I heard some cars spinning, but I guess that was just my imagination, Rick, because we've had so many cautions here tonight. We've only had 3 or 4. But looking at that, here comes the field down pit road. That's one thing about this track. When the caution flies, you got to pay attention to when they open pit road. And Kyle Milliken did a great job leading the field on. Now, who can be the best off pit on this very tight pit road? I mean, you got to basically just stop and everybody stall. I mean, looking right now between the 7 and the 10, there's no distance between that front bumper of the 7 and the back bumper of the 10. But we will see who will get the race off of pit road. Kyle Milliken and Chapman is off. Chapman does not beat him. Justin Diltz is going to be 3rd. Carpenter is in 4th.
That was a very gentlemanly exit off of pit road there.
Yes, it was. And Kyle Milliken is your stage one winner here in the Wilkes 200. Yes, that stage 1 did end a few laps later, but I did get word from race control that this 5th caution was the end of the stage. So this is very interesting because this is going to mean that stage 2 is going to be shorter than the scheduled stage 2 distance. This is going to be close to a 38 lap stage instead of the original 45 lap stage. So we still end at lap 90, but it'll be a shorter stage due to the lengthening of stage 1.
So we're 25% through this race tonight. Majority of the field did pit on lap 48. We have Luke Bullard, Elliott Swope, and Alan Crowell who were in at lap 41, but the majority of the field is out at this stage break. So what that means is we're starting fresh.
Yes, it is. And just got a correction from Donna. Thank you, Donna, for saying that Bullard is not pronounced Bullard. It is Bullard, E-R-D. We will make that adjustment. So, Luke Bullard is Bullard. Wow. I just made the adjustment and I already messed it up. Luke Bullard is your leader, actually, here in the Wilkes 200 at Southern E Motorsports in that number 8 Bass Pros Camaro. So thank you, Donna, for that correction. I know very well what it's like to have names mispronounced. So, Luke, I feel your pain there, buddy. And I apologize for that. So, Luke Bullard, well, in P1, Elliott Swope in P2, Alan Crowell in P3, Justin Diltz in 5th, and Kyle Milliken there is in 4th. A little bit of a mix-up there as the board goes on, but I think we're going to go green flag racing here, Rick.
Well, Luke Bullard's going to take us to the stripe. So.
And we're off.
That was a much better time start between those guys, and look at Kyle Milliken on the outside.
Look at the 10 go. And just like that, Kyle Milliken is back to leading this race here tonight.
Well, I guess that's what fresh tires will do for you.
Luke! Don't go back up the track. Watch out. Oh, we got wrecking in turn 1. 7 is out. 19 is out.
All right. Let's go back and see what happened.
Well, Luke Bullard there definitely got loose coming off of turn 4. Slid that car up and tagged the inside wall and trying to avoid this wreck. I think the 19 actually got into the back of the 7 there, Rick.
Let's back it up just a little bit and run behind the 19 here. Looks like possibly did the 7 check up a little bit? He may have to try and avoid that incident. He sees Bullard is in the wall. He's coming back up. Looks like he lets off. You can see the flames coming out of his exhaust, and that will tell you that the driver has lifted, gotten off the gas, but I don't think the 19 knows that.
Yeah, the 19 did not check up at all, and I don't think you can. And the 5 had the same thing happen. And just 2 teammates getting together, unfortunate because that is a hard hit. And looks like the 5 actually, by net code, got hit in the right rear as well. His car made a sudden jolt to the left. So Carpenter was hit on that last exchange. So looking at that, it looks like the 5 and the 19 cannot stay away from each other here tonight. But unfortunate there for Ryan Chapman. He is definitely going to be playing an uphill battle here tonight just due to that incident. I mean, he went basically headfirst into the wall, Rick, and it's very hard to come back from that. Same thing with the 19. 19 is missing a front nose, has heavy damage there. So 2 teammates, unfortunately, out, which only leaves Milliken, it only leaves Crowell there for Elevated Motorsports. So Elevated Motorsports kind of get a little bit thin on the track as the 7 and the 19 will be 1 lap down.
Yeah, and they will spend some extended time trying to get some repairs made. Well, that's not to be unexpected here at this track. It's a classic short track. There is lots of beating and banging going on. Typically that's door to door, not so much nose to tail, but it is what it is.
Yes, it is. And basically, that was about 10 laps from the last caution, which was a stage-in. But we are on trend for that caution every 10 laps, including stages. So right now, we are at exactly 10 laps of caution. So if I would predict another one comes out in another 10 laps, I would say that I would be pretty confident in that. But we have a stage coming up in 30 laps, so with the field narrowed down, we may see some more side-by-side action for fighting for position, because people are like, oh wow, we got some competition out of the way. But we will see what happens as Elliott Swift on the inside of the 10 car. Pace car drops down. We are here for another restart, and Milliken is off. Green flag racing again at North Wilkesboro.
Big jump by the 10.
Big jump by the 10. Here comes the 6, and he's going to file in line behind the 21 there. Looks like Michael Carpenter is coming down pit road.
I see that. Yeah.
That was a scheduled stop. I just heard over the radio he was planning on coming down pit road. So, with that being said, your running order right now: Kyle Milliken in first, Elliott Swift in second, Courier in third, Kroll in fourth, Bill Hull in fifth, and Carpenter, which is going to be one lap down now, is in sixth.
Well, we've got a number of competitors on pit road right now and out as well.
Yes, and looking at this, Elliott Slope has something for the 10 car. Elliott Slope has caught the 10 after having a little bit of damage there. So we'll see what that number 21 can do with Kyle.
Elliott Slope's last lap was a 19:29. Kyle Milliken's was a 19:36. So absolutely, the 21 has found his way around this track.
Yes, he has. He may have tightened that car up. I'm not going to jinx him, but he may have tightened that car up coming off the corner. I really hope he doesn't spin this next time by. I'd be very upset. Going to be the broadcaster's curse. Yeah, he definitely looks like he has solved that that exiting issue. Let's just hope he doesn't overdrive that car, but he definitely has something that's in there. Yeah, let's go right on board with the number 21 here at this Fame of North Wilkesboro. You can see him enter high, dropped all the way down to the bottom of the corner, going to diamond that, already back into the throttle as he comes off the corner.
He is right in, well, except for that corner, he's been riding right in the tire tracks of Kyle Milliken.
And
caution
we have
is
another
out.
spin, Rick, another spin.
Looks like Bill Hull has crashed. Let's go back live to see just what happened to Bill. Looks like the turn 4 curse.
That looks very familiar to the number 8, but obviously not as damaged as the number 8. And he just retires. So Bill Hull has towed back to pit road, so he will be multiple laps down once this race continues here tonight at North Wilkesboro. And
yeah,
Rick, we are narrowing down this field quick. We're not even halfway through. And there comes Kyle Milliken, your only taker. Take that back. Alan Kroll there coming in from P4, coming down pit road.
Yep, so Kyle Milliken, Alan Kroll are both on pit road. You still have Justin Diltz and Ryan Chapman. Getting necessary repairs made. Hopefully we'll see them back out at some point. I think Dan Withers has actually reclaimed another lap.
And that's what's going to happen here if you stay out long enough. You know, he has another caution because of stage break, so you know he'll get one more lap back. If my prediction holds true, which it has. for a caution every 10 laps. So I was right. So if you bet on it, if you bet with your friends, if you're watching this live, you probably would have won money on that one. But if trend holds true, Rick, I think that number 67 of Dan Withers will be back on the lead lap here. So we will see what happens.
Number 5 of Michael Carpenter is back down onto pit road. He last pitted just a little bit ago, but it may be for some necessary repairs. I think Michael continues to chip away on getting some damage repaired on that car, little by little.
Yes, he does, and that's expected after some of the rough incidents he has been in here tonight earlier on. But we are 70 laps into this 200-lap event, and it's going by fairly quickly, Rick. Not as quick as we thought it was, but with 18 to 19-second laps, you expect this race to go by. I just got word that the 21 will take the outside this next time around, going to the green. There goes Michael Carpenter off the pit road. So Elliott Swope, Dave, it looks like your confidence in him has produced to be true. So Elliott Swope is the leader. You see 5 cars right there. It'll be 6 once Carpenter catches the field. But you see there Swope in first, Courier in second, Coyle there in third, Milliken in fourth. And rounding out your top 5, you have Michael Carpenter. But Rick, we are about to go green flag racing again, and Elliott, big jump out of the 21.
Kyle Milk on the inside of the 9.
Here he goes, probably on the inside of the 6. He's there, he has position, and he does take that position away from the 6.
We're on board the 6 now, giving us a great perspective of Kyle Milliken and his battle with Elliott Swope in this.
And don't look back now. Here comes the 10 again. He has those fresher tires, so right now Elliott can be a little bit of a sitting duck.
His car is definitely able to bite deep into these corners. And on corner entry for sure. And look at that. Going around.
10 is sideways. Oh, 21 gets into the 10. 21 gets into the 10.
Saved it.
And 10 able to take P1. No, not so quick. No, 21 slides, 10 slides. And it looks like those overcast conditions are back here, which is definitely, Rick, it's going to play with these setups heavily.
It's got to.
With the sun going out and coming back in, you're just looking at setups that were built for the sunshine, but now are in very, very, very cloudy conditions here at North Wilkesboro. But that's the product of living on the East Coast. You one day it'll rain, 1 minute it'll be snowing, the next minute it'll be sunny. You never know what you're going to get here when you are racing at North Wilkesboro. But looking at the 21's able to keep the back bumper of the 10 fairly well. But Kyle Milliken does have the edge.
Yeah, definitely different lines with these guys. You can see that on through corners 1 and 2, Elliott is pretty similar, but what's been different so far is how they've attacked 3 and 4.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is vastly different between these two drivers. Elliott Swope likes to sweep it up off the corner, where Milliken likes to dive it in and get as much run off the corner as he can on the bottom side. And so you're probably going to see the same thing here, unless Elliott Swope tries to mimic what the 10 does. And Elliott Swope tries to give it a shot. You can just see him there somewhat doing okay, not that bad.
Yeah.
But right now, Milliken is checking out. And looking at those last lap times, Rick, a 19.3 next to a 19.4, next to a 19.6, and a 19.9. So definitely Milliken is your fastest driver on the track here at North Wilkesboro, 9 laps away from the end of stage 2. So in about 3 minutes, we will have the end of stage number notes.
So right now we'll kind of walk our way back through the field a bit, because we've got some gap between our leader and our second place car, our P3 and 4. That's the sixth place of that number 6 Courier, but he's got a pretty good gap between himself.
Oh, 21 got loose again, Rick.
He did, and he saved it, but definitely loose.
Yeah, you got 5 cars on a lap. There's Carpenter, there is Slope. You see Dan Withers trying to make his way back up, and there's Courier there. And now P2. And Milliken is now checking out to a 3-second gap. And a 3-second gap may not seem like a lot, Rick, but on a track where you're running 18-second lap times, you're looking at about a sixth of the way around. So very, very important to keep your tires on track and to not let this leader slip away.
So we'll keep an eye on Mr. Excitement, Elliott Swope here in the 21. As he tries to work his way back up. And we're back in the sunny conditions here at North Wilkesboro in the mountains of North Carolina.
5 laps away from the end of stage 2 here in the scheduled 200 laps, and it looks like that 6 car has started to struggle a little bit because the 67 and the 21 have caught him. So it looks like the 6 may be pushing it very hard going into the corner, causing him to wash up the track. So this may be a fight for P2, as you see Elliott Swope trying to go to the high side around the lap down car, or 2 lap down car of Dan Withers.
Well, that last lap with the Courier, he made a valid attempt to get some time back. He ran a 1991, but the 21 of Swope, well, did run a 1921. So he has continued to claw back to get back up into that position. We may have to do something different because we're about to come out with a competition caution for the end of stage 2.
Yes, we are. In about a lap, we will have the end of stage 2. Your leader, Kyle Milliken, doing what he does best, sweeping the stages here tonight at North Wilkesboro. He's coming around turn 3 and turn 4 right now, taking it very, 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 very easy, as he will be your stage 2 winner at North Wilkesboro. David Courier in second, Elliott Swope in third, Michael Carpenter in fourth, and Alan Crowell 1 lap down, round out your top 5.
Dan Withers is still holding on to 6th. I think Crowell will get his lap back here and get back onto the lead lap.
And Dave, yeah, Elliott's running very well for how was until that spin, but he was able to hold on to it. So older tires definitely is going to be the name of the game, because we are going to have about a 105 to 104 lap run here to the end after everybody makes their way down pit road. But pit road is open this time by, and here comes the leaders. 10, 6, 21, 5, all down pit road. Your lead lap cars at North Wilkesboro.
Well, as expected, Dan Withers is staying out. So Dan last pitted on lap 47. That's got him on some relatively old tires. Of course, he'll be able to come back down pit road after the leaders come off next lap. Michael Carpenter getting some additional repairs done to that car. Elliott Swope coming now off pit road. And we expect to see Dan Withers, and we do, 67. Looks like Justin Diltz made an attempt to go out, see how fast he could run. Like he may have come back in for some more repairs. Looks like the number 7 of Ryan Chapman is back on the track after 14 minutes on pit road, getting some extensive work done. They beat that car back into maybe some race conditions.
Yeah, it looks like he has. So we'll see what happens here. As we are 95 laps in, about 47.5% through this race. Anybody who's a mathematician out there would appreciate that stat. So we are very close to halfway here, and these laps are going to start winding off very, very quickly.
So this is lap 95. We're almost halfway through. But here's where it comes down to how you plan for that next stop. But that being said, we've seen this is our 8th cautions, albeit 2 of those were for stages. But even with that, you've got to figure there's a caution every 15 laps.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's just when. It's not if, it is when at this point. So we will see exactly how this race plays out here, because we are looking to go green this time by. Pace car is off pit road. Milliken, Courier, 1 and 2. Milliken is off. Green flag racing in stage 3. Not a great restart by the 6 at all, but don't look too far back. Here comes the 5 fighting back after that early trouble.
We'll keep an eye on these cars back here in the 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th position.
Yes, we will.
Carpenter going under the 6.
Yep, he is. And let's see if he can stick. That number 6 has left and right front damage. So definitely a lot of damage on that number 6, but he's holding strong there on the high side. Here comes Elliott Swift on the high side of Michael Carpenter. Teammates right there for iRacing Warriors Motorsports. So we'll see what they can do. And then here comes behind them. Don't look too far back. But you have Alan Kroll there in the 9. So 6 is sideways. 21 almost into the back. We're going to go low. 21 does have the run. 6 is loose as we speak. And 21 looks like he's going to go around him. And here comes 5, almost 3 wide. 67 thought better of it. And now the 5 is going to try to get around the 6. It looks like the 5 will get around the 6. And here comes the 67 around the 6. It's almost right. Rick, when you get on the bottom side or the high side, you start getting freight trained by everybody.
It appears that way. Whoop, looks like the 67 up into the 6 of Courier.
Yep, and that 6 is not going to be happy with Dan after that one.
Nope.
So let's hope those drivers can keep it clean and keep it green, because I definitely don't think that was intentional at all. Just a little bit of sliding going on.
That puts it back with the 7 car and the 19 car of Dilts.
Yeah, and it looks like he has heavy right front splitter damage on that number 6 machine, which is not what you want to see.
Yeah, we can go
because that means air is getting underneath the nose of the car.
Looks like the number 6 is a Ford, and our in-car cameras aren't what we need that car to be.
Interesting.
He is the only non-Chevy driver in the field.
Yeah, very, very Chevrolet heavy base we have here in the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series. All Chevrolets except for one. So if you love a Chevrolet, then this is the league for you, because it's mainly all Chevrolets. And looking around now, there's a 21 of Elliott Swope riding there in P2. Milliken is just checking out. I mean, Milliken is running 19.6s, and you have Elliott Swope there running very similar times. But we'll see. This is what's going to happen. This is long run that I was expecting to see we will see how these tires start to play into a factor now, because looking at the 67 there going around Carpenter, whoa, Dan, like, excuse me, I'm trying to get my lap back. So Dan is now going around the 5 with Carpenter. Dan looks like he has a very strong 67 machine. If he can get back on the lead lap, where he may see that 67 battle for the win, because he did not battle that 5 at all. He was like, I'm going to go right around you. So, looking at this field as we have it right now, and yep, Ty Bostic, we do have some very interesting things going on in the chat. Always interesting to see what kind of engagement we get from all sorts of real or unreal people. But looking right now, you have Kyle Milliken up there in P1, Elliott in P2, Michael Carpenter in P3, Alan Coral there in P4, and your last car to lead the lap is the number 6 of David Courier.
Well, interesting, that last lap, Kyle Milliken ran a 19.73, and Elliott Swope ran a 19.67. So, big comeback there, although Kyle just put up a 31, so.
Yeah, it's definitely, it looks like Kyle is conserving. He ran a 19.6 a couple laps ago. Now he's running 19.3s and 4s. So you know he is conserving his tires for the long run. That is what's going to win this race. Conservation of your tires, because this track literally eats up tires like no other. I mean, you have Atlanta that eats up tires. I would put this very close to Atlanta, even though Atlanta is a mile and a half. But it's very prominent here that this track does eat up tires. So looking right now, Kyle Milliken just ran a 19.912. Elliott ran a 19.792. So 0.2 faster there for Mr. Swope, and we'll see what happens now. Is this where Elliott starts to have a little bit of a better car, or is Milliken just backing off that much? Oh, Elliott sideways! Elliott is drifting, and as soon as I said that, he is sideways and he's tagged the wall, and we have a caution out, Rick.
We do.
Broadcaster's curse. I am sorry, Elliott. I am not going to say anything else. For the rest of the race, Rick, this is yours. I am retiring. Now.
Let's go take a quick look at what happened to Mr. Swope.
Looks like, way too high, Rick. I don't know if it was his brakes didn't work. I mean, I haven't seen a car go that hot into turn 1 this entire race. Very interesting, but it looks like we have some takers on pit road. Milliken's down, Swope's down, Courier's down. I'm assuming Elliott will be down as well.
Elliott does show coming down pit road.
Yeah, he'll definitely need it after sliding his tires. But right now, that is our 9th caution of the night, 2 of those being stage cautions. And right now, we have 85 to go in the scheduled 200. Milliken is going to be your leader off of pit road. So fresh tires and a full tank of Sunoco race fuel for the number 10 machine. And here comes the other drivers. You have Withers now 1 lap down. Here he comes. Chapman's in. Dilts is still on pit road as well. And there comes Mr. Withers. This is the man I'm being very interesting to see exactly what happens. If one more caution comes out, Rick, you may see Dan have something for these guys up here.
Well, he's very close to getting his lap back and being back on the lead lap, so we will see how it goes. We are at lap 117 out of our scheduled 200 here, our 9th caution of the day. And of course, this is North Wilkesboro, so very often most of these cautions are single car events. Someone spins off of 4 typically, or into 1 like we just saw Mr. Swope. But still, it's for the most part, when it's a single car, damage is somewhat mitigated. I had to go back and look. Hang on 1 second. I'm just going to see what may have happened here. Watching the number 5 car of Michael Carpenter.
It looks like Carpenter may have had some kind of equipment issue.
Yep.
That's typically what you see when a driver has a sudden abrupt stop like that. You know, maybe a screen froze, pedals came off. cat knocked over your drink. Never know what happens.
Well, we are back here. Looks like the lights are off on the base car, and so we will be back to green flag momentarily.
Yes, we will. And as this has through, Kyle Milliken is your leader. He will be taking the high side. The field needs to stack up just a little bit. That outside lane is not formed up whatsoever. But right now, your top 5 is Milliken, Courier, Carpenter, Crowell, and Elliott Swope. Not really sure what's happening, Rick, but that 6 is nowhere close to that number 10. And I imagine that 10 is going to get a massive start. We are green flag racing in North Wilkesboro for the Wilkes 200. And looks like we have cars side by side coming off of turn 1 and turn 2.
Yeah, Kyle Milliken jumped out to nearly a half a second advantage before he hit the first corner.
Yeah, not really sure why Courier was so far off. And Courier tags the wall. Carpenter gets in the back of Courier, slides him up the track. Here comes Carpenter back on the inside lane, trying to get a run off of turn 2. He does. Carpenter looking to take P2 away from that sewer septic number 6 machine. Courier fights back on the high side, but here comes Carpenter.
Side
again,
by side.
This is your hottest battle.
Both of these drivers pitted on lap 115.
Yes, they did. They are using their equipment, though, Rick. If I was Carpenter, I'd try to, be as consistent as he can, because that 6 is sliding. That 6 is sideways all through that corner right there. If I was Carpenter, I'd definitely be aware of what this 6 car does. That 6 car seems, I don't know if it's just the way his car's handling, but I'm watching him at a head-on view. It looks like it's sideways through the corners. Just trying to battle this car. And we're getting really tight. I mean, first place, Milliken's checked out almost a 2-second lead.
Oh, it's like Elliott Swope just a little loose there, but he caught it in time. When you look at Elliott's line, he definitely is using the lower groove on this track, which does eat away more at your tires.
Yes, it will. Looks like he's going to try to pass Carpenter in there in the 5, and this is going to give the 6 a chance to check out a little bit from 3rd and 4th place. We'll see if that holds true, and here comes Swope on the bottom side, still not able to clear the 5 machine of Carpenter. 2 teammates battling right there. There goes Elliott up in front of Mike. So Elliott takes P3 away from Michael Carpenter. But we're going to keep on to this battle, because this is the battle really for P2. All these drivers here, there goes Elliott to the bottom side of the 6. Elliott dives it down deep into the corner, hoping it'll stick. Looks like Elliott's going to get a nice run off the corner, still there.
So the 6 is definitely taking the high line and allowing the 21 to run up under him. And that moves Elliott Swope in the 21 back into the P2 position.
Yes, it does. We'll see what happens here in a couple laps. So while this is all happening, Rick, we have Milliken now checking out to almost a 4-second gap. He is, or a 3-second gap rather. He is checked out right now about a 1/6 of the way around this track, and he is not taking any prisoners tonight. He is saying, "See you guys, I'm gone." So right now, your running order for tonight's Wilkes 200 in the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series. You have Kyle Milliken there, P1, Swope P2, Courier P3, Pearl there, and making a nice comeback in P4, Carpenter there in P5, and then there's Dan Withers in 6th, actually, because he's 1 lap down. So we'll see what happens. If another caution comes out, Dan is going to be your lucky dog. There goes Dan. Wow, what a powerful move by the 67. I mean, just basically was like, I'm going to drive this car as hard as I can into the corner. Let's hope this thing sticks.
He had a great run.
Yes, he did. And looking right now, that lead is slowly closing in between Elliott Swope and Kyle Milliken, down to 2.7 seconds. That last time by, we'll see what it'll be this time by as they exit turn 3 and 4.
Well, that previous lap, Kyle Milliken ran a 19:02, one of his fastest times since qualifying. Well, but he is just really going back at it, trying to keep that gap between himself and Elliott Swope.
Yeah, it looks like Elliott has solved turn 3 and turn 4. That seems to be Elliott's best corner right now, as may have found a rhythm. He narrowed that gap down to 2.3 seconds and closing that last time by. So we will see what Elliott can do here. Looks like his car has started to come into its form late in this race.
Well, these guys now have 20 laps on these tires, with 66 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. You're watching the IWM Broadcast Network, and we are broadcasting the NSRL Speed Demon League, the Grand National Series here at the North Wilkesboro track in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. We appreciate you tuning in and following us on one of our broadcast streams, and we ask that you could like and follow along with us so you can stay up to date on these races here on Tuesday nights with the NSRL series. And also, if you stay tuned to the IWM broadcast, we also broadcast the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Leagues on Wednesday nights. So we appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yeah, it looks like we gained a follower there, or a subscriber there, Rick. So if you are watching, join the IWM Broadcast Network family of subscribers and followers so you will not miss any racing action here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Right now, we are looking around board of that 21 car, and it's kind of stabled out a little bit of a lead here between him and Milliken for there, that number 10. So we'll see what happens now as we're looking on back at Alan Kroll there in P3.
We'll try to kind of work our way back through the field a bit. Things have kind of worked into a routine. That's the number 6 car of David Courier.
Yep, and right behind him is Dan Withers, not for position, but he is racing to be that first car one lap down, which right now he is, and nobody can challenge him for that. So if one more caution comes out, he will be back on the lead lap. And there is the number 5 in P5, Michael Carpenter out of Greenville, Tennessee, a Tennessee native, a University of Tennessee alum. Got to shout out all of my fellow volunteers here driving the iRacing Warriors Motorsports Camaro. So that is your top 5. And there is Ryan Chapman back on the track, 32 laps down out of Elevated Motorsports. Not the race that he wanted, but think about this. He was basically out of this race, and now he's running in 7th. So points matter, and so he's doing the best he can to wheel that thing around, and it looks like he's doing pretty solid lap times. So shout out to 7 there of Ryan for sticking it out and finishing ahead of these guys who are now out of the race.
Well, Ryan Chapman just ran a 1955, which was better by 0.2 than the leader.
Yeah, well, Rick, I hope to all things good that we do not have 32 more cautions, because I would love to see the battle between the 7 and the 10, but I just really don't want to see 32 cautions in about 20, well, take that back, not 20 laps, 65 laps. So Ryan Chapman running a fantastic line, and he's very fast on the track. Unfortunately, that he got caught up in that, but shout out to him for sticking it out. So looking on board now of Kyle Milliken. They're in P1 doing what he does best. That lead has now shrunk down a little bit to about 2.2 seconds. So that lead is teetering between 2.2 and 2.6. We will see how this shapes out as we are now 54 to go in the Wilkes 200.
Elliott Swope was nearly a 10th faster, almost 0.2 faster than Kyle Milliken that last lap.
Yeah, it looks like this is what's going to be my third key of the race. It's going to come into fruition. Long run speed. Who is the best on the long run? And right now, except for that last lap, Elliott lost a lot of time. Kyle Milliken has been the fastest driver on the track.
Well, that was the number 5 car. I think Michael Carpenter. Let's go back to that. Let's jump back.
Yeah, that was Carpenter coming down pit road. I wonder if these guys have to make another.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Wow. Well, I know why he went down pit road.
Heavy damage on the 5.
Unfortunate there for Carpenter. He's had a rough night already. Fought his way back up in the Wilkes 200. Now he is going to be multiple laps down. And unfortunate there for Carpenter. But that leaves now 4 cars on the lead lap. Milliken, Swope, Crowell, and Courier there. And looking at this, we have 50 laps to go. So we'll see what happens now. You see the 9 of Pro there inching his way up closer and closer to the 21, so you may see a battle for P2. But as it stands right now, that lead has stabilized between 2 and 3 seconds for the 10 of Milliken.
Well, they have now 35 laps on these tires. Definitely will begin to play into their lap times. Kyle Milliken's last time around was a 19.98. Elliott Swope 19.92. So a little bit. Definitely keeping it sub 3 seconds between himself and our leader.
And you know, one little slip up here, Rick, and you will find yourself in a world of trouble. So you've got to be consistent. You've got to hit your lines. And it looks like that is what these leaders are doing. They have been most consistent out of this bunch. And right now, Rick, don't look too far back, but Alan Kroll there is inching his way up to the bumper of that 21. So could the 9 be the long-run car we may see trying to battle that number 10? And it's not the first time we have seen the 9 and the 10 battle. So we'll see what happens between those two drivers. But right now, it looks like Kroll there, another elevated motorsports driver, trying to make his way back up to the first position and get elevated another win here, because they haven't won at all this season, Rick. They haven't done anything. Oh my goodness.
Well, Alan Crowell's last lap was 1/10 faster. Now 7/1000th faster than our leader. So he's making some advancements here as he's working his way up.
Yes, he has.
7/100ths.
Yep, 7/100. So looking at that, it looks like these two drivers behind Milliken, they're all running very similar lap times. So we'll see how this race plays out, especially once these tires start getting very old. And that means here in the next 10 to 15 laps, I expect to see these lap times really start to show who has the best car, who's been saving the most, and who can possibly pull out a come-from-behind win between Swope, Kroll there in third. But right now, can't deny it. Milliken is the car to beat, and he has been the car to beat multiple times this season. So Elevated Motorsports, another strong showing here. 2 of their drivers have been either retired or close to retiring. Diltz and Chapman both getting involved in that earlier incident around lap 40 or 50. But right now, Milliken is your leader. Another fantastic job for these elevated guys. Rick, they've put basically a stranglehold on the field, and there is really no looking back for this elevated team.
Well, 1 and 3 and currently in position. Elliott Swope is the lone driver in P2. That's not part of Elevated Motorsports. David Courier is currently sitting in 4th. And then we have Dan Withers a lap down in 5th. Ryan Chapman has crashed. Let's jump back.
Well, Rick, as you know, Larry Mack would say, this changes everything. So you see, whoa. Wow, let's get on board with that one, because that looked very scary.
A little painful.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the. I mean, I would say that was the hardest hit tonight, and the 7 definitely retires after that. But let's definitely ride on board there with Ryan Chapman. Scary ride for him. Here he comes off of turn 4. You can already see that car is wobbly and loose. He gets it down. He's already sideways. It just kind of looks like he turned right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't say, but it looked like he
He's
turned
definitely
right.
corrected himself there as he crossed the start-finish line, got it back together.
Yeah, here he
looking
is.
at his RPMs, he's over 8,000. Then he's backing up out as he does his corner entry, and then it's like he's completely off the gas, and then, well,
just
overcorrected.
Yeah. Yep. Interesting. Alrighty, so back to the leader there. Kyle Milliken is your leader in P1 with Elliott Swift in P2, Kroll in third, and don't look too far back. Dan Withers is back on the lead lap. So
he is. So all these guys have come down this lap and got tires and fuel. Elliott Swope did a 13.85 pit stop.
What a lap by! What a stop by the IWM team there. Definitely, they put some go-go juice in that pit crew because they were the fastest ones. So fantastic job. That still puts them in P2 though. Right now. So right now, your running order for tonight's Wilkes 200 with 36 laps to go. Milliken out front, your leader, led stage one, stage one. Led stage two, stage two, has led the majority of stage three. Will he finish the deal here? P1, Elliott Swope fought back from some earlier troubles, sliding sideways. He is in the second position. Alan Kroll there in P3. Elevated Motorsports, one of their other drivers, the only one that is on the lead lap outside of the tin car. He is in P3. Courier in one of his first races here in the Grand National Series, making a nice statement in P4. And Dan Withers, the man on the move, is back on the lead lap. So those are your 5 competitors here left in this very, very treacherous Wilkes 200 in the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series. Got to go green flag racing again, Rick. With
36
laps to go.
Yeah, 35.
Yep.
So we're on board with the number 6 car. Tremendous jump again by Kyle Milliken. Remember, these guys just all came in, so that is fresh tires and a full load of fuel. That changes the balance in these tires, in these cars, which also changes a little bit about how you exit.
Yes, it does, and we'll see what happens. Oh, 9 car is sideways, gets into the 67. No caution. That moves. Courier into third, Withers into fourth, and Crowell back to fifth. So, Elevated Motorsports is now first and fifth, the front runner and the tail end of this field. And in the sandwich, you have SCW of Swope, Courier, and Withers there. So we'll see what happens now. Milliken out to a 1.2 second lead with about 31 laps to go.
So just to put this, Kyle Milliken ran an 18:81, his fastest lap of the entire race, this last lap, and Elliott Swope was right there running an 18:92, his fastest lap of this race, the previous lap.
Yes, it was, and I think Dan Withers got what we call in iRacing world a meatball there, Rick. He had to come down pit road and get that car fixed, and I believe they did have one quick repair, so that number 67 had to come down, but he does have a fresh car, so if another caution does fly, he will be the first car lap down, but that's unfortunate there for the 67. That's going to move Alan Kroll up to P4 right now. So chasing Milliken, you have Swope in second and Courier in third.
Yeah, I don't think they have a quick repair in this league, so maybe he just got something necessarily fixed.
I don't know. He came across the radio not very happy, and he had to come down pit road.
Can I still see damage on that car, front and back?
Yes, I do. So maybe it was a penalty of some sorts. I really don't know.
He may have had a stop and go.
For some reason, but he did get involved there with that number 9 getting loose. I may try to go back and see possibly what that could have been. But right now, we are 26 to go. Just about 10 laps left in this 200-lap event.
So we saw a
10% left.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of blinking from the 67 of Dan Withers. I'm not sure if he's having a connection problem, but definitely a little bit of technical issues there. And we're not really focusing on the number 10 of Milliken, our leader, as much. We've got a lot of other battles here in the back. We'll just kind of catch back up with our leader, who has a significant lead over Elliott Swope in second. It's currently a gap of about just over 2 seconds. And then in third place, David Courier. He's sitting about 7 seconds behind our leader. Alan Crowell in fourth is approximately 11 seconds back. And Dan Withers, I still show now on the lead lap. He still shows there. And he has got a 23-second. No, he shows a lap down.
Yep, Dan is 1 lap down, unfortunately. So I looked back. He didn't have a stop and go. He just came down pit road. Not really sure what happened there with the 67. But on the radio, he was not very happy, Rick. That's all I got to say there for Mr. Dan. But right now, 22 coming to 21 to go. Milliken is up to 0.2-second lead over the IWM driver of Swope, followed there by Courier and the other elevated motorsports driver of Corral. Those are your 4 lead lap drivers here. Still left in this grueling, just treacherous Wilkes 200 here tonight. But what a run by Milliken, being able to come out, lead basically every single green flag lap except for a handful, and win stage 1 and stage 2, looking really good to take home another victory here in the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series, brought to you by Speed Demon, Butt Kicker, York Realty, Elevated Outdoors, and Affordable SEO and Marketing.
Yeah, except for a number of bugs that Mr. Milliken has killed as he's run around through the mountains of North Carolina on this track, his car is looking in great shape. He's definitely battled and kept it between the lines and the walls, and has been running a fabulous race here. All right, 17 seconds to go. I'm sorry, 17 laps to go.
Yeah, they're almost running 17-second laps, so you're close on that one. But yeah, 17, 16 to go now for Milliken there, looking to bring home his 3rd win of the season.
We're just rolling back through the field now, just taking a peek at who's still on the track. That's pretty much the running vehicles right now. I think we've got Michael Carpenter that's off. He's on pit road. You've got Ryan Chapman and Justin Diltz, who are still hanging around.
Yes, they are. And looking right now, Elevated is looking to get another win on the season. And looking at team points, they have led more laps than any team. They have won, if they win this race, over half of the races here in the Grand National Series. The majority of them coming from Mr. Kyle Milliken but one of them coming from Justin Diltz and another coming from Alan Corll. So looking at this will be win number 5 for Elevated Motorsports. The other win's coming from Mark Sikosi there, and the other one coming from Ashton Crowder a little earlier in the season. So looking at it right now, by Milliken winning this race, this is going to move him back up into the top of the points standings, because he is now 3 points behind Justin Diltz, who had some issues tonight. But that looks to be changed here, as we are now under 20 laps to go here in tonight's event. We're looking at about 10 to go. So this race is going to be over, folks, here in about 2.5 minutes. So while this race is getting underway and getting finished, I would like to say, if you like what you're seeing tonight, please tune in next week when the Xfinity Series makes their way to the tricky triangle of Pocono. So it's going to be a very interesting race next week. It's going to be a big track. I expect to see some long run setups there, and I expect to see a lot of drafting on that front stretch. So 3 very unique corners. It's going to be a fun race, as we are now nearing 7 laps to go this next time by for the number 10 machine of Kyle Milliken.
Elliott Swope continues to hold that P2 position. He is currently running about 6 seconds back behind your leader. Although Dan Withers is not there running for position, he's right there behind the number 21 car of Elliott Swope. David Courier in the 6. And Alan Crowell actually are racing for position. This is a battle for 3rd and 4th. So with 6 seconds, oh my gosh, with 6 laps to go, I don't know why I'm trying to race through this, but apparently I am. It's been a long day here at North Wilkesboro.
Yes, it has. A lot of torn up cars, a lot of broken hearts. But one broken heart that hasn't been, one heart that has not been broken tonight is that number 10 machine of Kyle Milliken, coming to 4 laps to go. He is going to be looking at his 3rd win of the season. But we're going to follow along this battle between the 6 and the 9. We'll see if we may get a first-time podium victory there for the 6th. One of his first races here with the Grand National Series of the NSRL.
He's hanging tough with 3 laps to go. Approximately 1 more minute of racing here at North Wilkesboro.
1 more minute and we will be concluding the Wilkes 200, which has had an abundance of cautions, an abundance of spins, and an abundance of time gained on the field for the number 10 car. So Milliken is now making his way around turn 3 and 4, as you see those cars right there making their way. So 2 laps to go for the 6 and the 9. 1 lap to go for the number 10 machine of Kyle Milliken here. And we are going to stay on track with this 6 and this 9, because we know they are coming to 1 to go this time by. There they are.
Final lap.
Battle on the track. Final lap. And right now, Kyle Milliken is going to be your race winner here tonight in the Wilkes 200. But the 6 and 9 are racing for position. Let's see if the 9 has any momentum for that 6. I don't think so. So in first, you have Milliken and Swope. You have second and Courier. And New Face is coming in 3rd.
All right, there you have it. Kyle Milliken wins the Wilkes 200 here at North Wilkesboro. Elliott Swope is your 2nd place finisher, and David Courier rounds out your podium with a 3rd place finish.
There he is doing his little spin around. Going to do the Polish victory lap, burn it down on the front stretch here at North Wilkesboro. Kyle Milliken, your winner here tonight in the Wilkes 200.
All right. So we'll wait for our drivers to get out of their cars, take a breath, and hopefully join us here in the interview booth. We'll be looking for David Courier. I don't know if he is in the channel. I don't see him anywhere, but
I don't see him either. But well, what about him? You know, he started in P9, making his way up to a top 3. What a nice debut for David Courier there in the number 6. So shout out to that number 6 team for putting on an amazing run there in P3. But Rick, if we don't have David, let's see if we can bring Mr. Swope in here, your P2 finisher tonight in the Wilkes 200.
Yep, I don't see Mr. Swope in the channel as well, so we may just have to go with our P1. We'll give it a minute or two as we kind of talk about how this race finished. It was certainly a challenge for some of these drivers.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a challenge for a lot of these drivers. A lot of Chapman having issues, Carpenter, Dilt having issues, Bullard having issues. So a lot of big names that you see at the top of this point standings having issues tonight. But Kyle Milliken was your race winner. There is the final results here for the Speed Demon NSRL Grand National Series Wilkes 200 at North Wilkesboro. Kyle Milliken, your winner tonight, with Elliott Swope in second, David Courier in third, Alan Coral in fourth, and then Dan Withers, a top 5 finish for the Canadian. He is going to be happy with that, but probably not too happy because he had to come down pit road. Still don't know why. But that is your top 5 tonight.
Well, let me see if I can raise our winner, Kyle Milliken, and get him to join us here in the booth since we haven't seen the rest of the guys. Oh, wait, I see Mr. Swope. Let me see if I can get him to join us here in the booth. Elliott Swope.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to the broadcast booth. Fabulous finish tonight.
Is that not the most exciting race you've ever seen?
It was. It definitely had an abundance of cautions earlier on. And Elliot, I want to get your thoughts on this. Your car looked to be very loose about 10 to 15 laps into the run. So we saw, obviously, you finished P2. We obviously saw that get corrected. So what exactly were your thoughts there? Because you got loose off the corner quite a few times, we counted.
How many times did I try to spin out? About 4?
5.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
In between those spins, you had something for Kyle Milliken. We were tracking those lap times, and very often you were running pretty much the same lap times as our leader.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if he was just laying back, because at the very onset of fresh tires and a green flag, he would just, especially off the corner, just leave me. And then it seemed like after, I don't know, 8 to 10 laps, I could run as fast as him or maybe even faster. And then, yeah, at about 20 laps or 25, my car would just all of a sudden break loose in the corner. And then it would correct itself on after another lap or two, and I could run the same laps as what Kyle was running, or a little bit, 1/10 slower, 1/10 faster. Maybe he was taking it easy. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I was spinning out forever in practice, and finally made the car not be loose, except for 20, 25 laps in, it just snapped.
Yeah, that seemed to be an issue for a lot of the drivers tonight. A lot of single car spins, a lot of car spinning off of 4. That was a major issue. But great job on getting that car dialed in late in the run. That's kind of what was my key to the race, having long run speed. You definitely did. You definitely solved that issue there, and it came home in P2. So shout out to you for that. Any shout outs you want to give tonight on the race?
No.
No. Well, anyways, we're not gonna have Elliott Swope back here.
We're gonna play euchre next time. I'll bring the cards. You guys just bring the chips and the pop.
Sounds like a plan. All right, that's Elliott Swope, your second place finisher here at the Wilkes 200 at North Wilkesboro. All right.
Alrighty.
Let's see if we can
bring in. We had the same thought there, Rick.
My gosh. Let me grab Kyle.
Yeah, let's grab Mr. Milliken, your winner here in the Wilkes 200.
Kyle Go ahead.
This is Kyle Milliken. This is Rick up in the booth. This is the third time we have talked to you in P1, so congratulations on your win at Northborough.
Thanks. Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest race, but I'll take it.
Well, you certainly had something for each of those drivers on each of those restarts. You certainly were able to jump out to a significant advantage and then hold it. I mean, pretty much a sweep of the event, stage 1, stage 2, and the win.
Yeah, thanks. After missing last week, goal was just maximum points this race to try and make up some of that, and turned out pretty good.
Yeah, you definitely got maximum points, all right, with winning stage 1, leading stage 2, having the fastest lap of the race, leading the most laps. I got the exact thing that you just said, max points. So right now, that puts you more than likely at the top of the point standings with winning almost half of the races this year in the Grand National Series. With that being said, we have Pocono coming up next week. What are your thoughts on Pocono? 3 very different corners. Do you think you may be able to get a back-to-back win? What are your thoughts going into the Tricky Triangle?
Yeah, good question. Pocono, I haven't really run there a lot, and hasn't been my best track, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes.
Well, certainly we appreciate covering you tonight, and thank you for your participation here and as your winner. Any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Just my team, as always, Elevated Outdoor, Elevated Motorsports, and Justin Diltz for bringing me on. It's been a good year. And I said last week or 2 weeks ago, I just hope it continues.
All right. Well, there's your winner. That's Kyle Milliken here in the Wilkes 200 with the NSRL Speed Demon Grand National Series. Congratulations, Kyle, and we'll hope to see you next week.
All right. See you guys.
All righty. So there is your P1 and P2. We cannot find P3 here tonight. He was not in the session. So, thank you there for Elliot saying that in the YouTube chat. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we do thank everybody for watching every Tuesday night. And we do appreciate every one of our subscribers. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the IWM Broadcast Network on YouTube, where you're watching this channel. We will be broadcasting this NSRL Grand National Series every Tuesday night here for probably for the foreseeable future, because we got a long slew of races coming up, Rick. We got Pocono. That's always a fun track to race on. So the Tricky Triangle is coming up next week on the 5th, the day after the 4th of July. Following the 5th, we have an off week. So the 12th, we will not have any races. But in July, we will be racing at Kentucky, then racing at Dover on the 26th, and then to start August, we will be at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, where that will be the next couple races going on. So, Rick, an exciting race as always here. For a lot of caution were thrown, a lot of wrecked race cars, unfortunately, but that's the product of a racetrack that has very old surfaces.
That's right. So again, thank you for joining in. We ask you to like and follow us at the IWM Broadcast Network, and stay tuned for future events here. And for myself, Rick Souza, and my co-host, John Durdris, we thank you for tuning in.
All righty. Thank you, guys.